Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Yashem, Yahweh Shah, by Yashem, Bakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well. And peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's kicking his word in sincerity and truth. Me and a couple of brothers went and got the Akyam some water, just from a convenience store. I think it was like 7-Eleven or something like that. And we noticed actually that the white people, the so-called white people, because they're not white, they're red, okay, and pink. Majority of them are pink. Um, we noticed that they were fat, disgusting looking, and just they looked at us in envy because we take care of ourselves through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Shai, and it just made me think like, you know what, these white people are really out here losing, man, you know, and they really feel like that they are being oppressed. They feel like reverse racism is real, and really it's just a spirit because spiritually speaking, their kingdom is falling, and they can't put their finger on it, so they try to quantify it with race, and politics and things of that nature. Well, we know that it's the spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah just looking down on this place, man, and then they know that they're guilty, and they know that their kingdom is about to fall. You see, that's why we're seeing, all these marches and slogans like "Make America Great Again" and "Not all white people." The reason why is because they're guilty, and they know that they're guilty, man. You see, and so that sense of guilt and fear is overcoming a lot of these white people. They feel like they're under attack, and they are under attack, but it's spiritual. You see. Now this is according to the root. It says the oppression of white people. This was written by Michael Harriot. Uh, let's get to it. It says white people are oppressed. Stop laughing. It's true. In recent years, a narrative has formed and spread among the masses that asserts that white people in America are being subject to reverse racism, ridicule, public scorn, and discrimination. Before attempting to examine and ultimately dismantle this preposterous hypothesis, we should acknowledge all the ways in which this premises has manifested itself in mainstream society. In October 2017, a poll by NPR, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, and Harvard revealed that 55% of white Americans believe there is discrimination against white people. More Americans agree than disagree that white people are under attack in this country, according to a Reuters Ipsos poll. Numerous studies have shown that racial resentment was the overriding factor for people who voted for Donald Trump. And anecdotally, there are cases like the recently approved white civil rights rally coming to Washington D.C., sponsored by the same activists who organized Virginia's uh, Virginia's Unite the Right to March. The rise in claims of reverse racism and the main refrain in the white national anthem, "Not all white people." Not to mention the white tears induced fer- uh, fervor over people of color who blatantly discriminate against the Caucasian masses by using horrendous racial slurs like white people, colonizing, and no, this is not a joke. The actual word white, you see, and all that stems back to guilt. All this, what the so-called white man is feeling, it stems back to guilt. They know that they have done wicked things, you see, and so now they want to cry, cry for help, and say that they're being discriminated against, which they're not being discriminated against. They're not receiving any, you know, blatant racist, you know, atrocities like they're saying. What they are experiencing It's indignation from all these other people, you know, that have been, oppressed by their ancestors. And also them because they rationalize what their ancestors have done. You see? So the so called white man, he's ready to get carnal. He's ready to resort back to his his blessing, which is the sword. You see? Because he can't take being, the underdog or even being ridiculed. You see? Because it goes back to the fact that the so called white man believes that he's God. He believes that he's, besides him there is no other. And he has a sentiment of, how dare these niggas and spicks and Uncle Tomahawk speak up against us. You see? That's why he's so upset, because chiefly us here at GMS, man, we're bringing out, that judgment is going to happen to you so-called white people, which are Edomites. You're not whites. You're Edomite. You're Edomites, man. And we're here to tell you that judgment is going to happen, man. And you see it happening, playing out, on a small level. You see, that's why these so-called white people are feeling like they're under attack. You see? Now, this is according to, I guess, Josh Denny. Straight white male has become this century's N-word. It's used to offend and diminish the recipient based on assumption and bias. No difference in the usage. Man, get the hell out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Stop, and the so-called white man is weak. He's a weakling, man. Can't take any criticism. You see? Can't take anybody speaking up against what his people have done without crying, man. And you know what? We're going to see more of this. We're going to see more, racial tension happen, especially as this economy gets worse and worse. You see, all that we're seeing now is that his tongues are falling on himself. And I'm alluding to the so-called white man. His ways, you see how he conducts his society, with being crude and being a damn tyrant. Now we're seeing that, he's starting to receive, that type of behavior, and he can't take it. And it's such on a small level. It's such on a small level. Nobody has, put you in slavery, man. Yet, nobody has, discriminated against your kids because they're white. Let's be honest, man. You see? But what the so-called white man is dealing with, he's dealing with white guilt. You see? And ultimately, he's dealing with the fact that he knows in his spirit, that judgment is coming soon. You see? So he tried to quantify it by saying it's about race and, like I said earlier, politics or the economy, you know what I'm saying? Or people that's being judgmental. But really, it's the fact that you are going to be judged by the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. You so-called white people, if you're Edomite, you're going to be judged by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Point blank, period. Now, this is Sirach. This is Sirach 41, and I start at 5. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversing in the dwelling of the ungodly, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. And that's what we're seeing now. The children of sinners, of the abominable people, which are you Edomites, you see, your posterity, or their posterity, you see, is being ridiculed, man. You see, people are starting to wake up to the filthiness of the so-called white man, and they can't take it. They're upset. Well, rightfully, well, good. I'm glad you're upset. It's still not going to stop the judgment for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And it ain't rightfully so, because you have done nothing, and you and your people have done nothing but wickedness on the planet Earth, man. So suck it up. And we're here to tell you here at GMS, you know what I'm saying, that there's more to come. You see? through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, you white people are going to get judged, man, for everything that you have done. You're not going to get away with it, man. The Most High sees everything. You see? He's seen what you have done, man. He's seen what you condone. You know? The Most High is going to judge you white people, man. Let's get back to these scriptures, though. Verse 7. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion. That's right. So guess what? You know, you Edomites out there that are being born, you having your kids, you think you're going to take out of your lifetime insurance to put old Billy, through college. Guess what? It's not happening, man. Your economy, your country is perishing right before your eyes, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. Your ways, your wicked philosophies and witchcraft, has made the problems that you see before you, man. You have nobody to blame but yourself. And it's beautiful, man. You see? This is lovely. Now you're upset because you're being called white. You made the term white. You categorize everybody based off of their skin color, not nationality. Now you're mad because you're getting called white. You see? Because you know that that's synonymous with wickedness. And that's what you people are. A bunch of damn animals. Filthy humans, subhumans, man. It's a disgrace to even call you a human. You're a subhuman. You're the Neanderthals that we read about. You're in the 4th grade. That's you people, man. A bunch of misfits, mutants. That has polluted the whole earth with your filth and disgust. And the Most High is gonna wipe you out. You see? So you can only get mad at yourself, man. Now this is Habakkuk 2, and I start at 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And the so-called white man has done this, man. You have went to everybody's country and took over the national resources, man. You went over to Afghanistan, and opium production increased over 200%. You see, now all of a sudden there's a opium epidemic here in the U.S. and you white people are killing us, overdosing, at a substantial rate. You see, why is that? Because your tongues are falling on itself, man. And also what you're seeing the other nations, man, stand up against you. Saying, man, you know what, man, we're getting tired of you, man. That's why China is boasting that they're going to win the trade war. That's why you had Turkey flop on you. You see? It's even to a point now that to where Egyptians are rising up against the Egyptians. You had the EU, they blocked the sanctions that America passed against Iran. You see? So all the other nations are taking up a parable against this place, Babylon, man. You see? And it's a beautiful thing, man. And it's right on time with the scriptures. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? That's right, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. That's right. And the so-called white man hand is very bloody, man. Very bloody, man. Everybody that you have came in contact with, you put the indigenous people into some form of captivity. And you rationalizing in your mind. You see, why you did these wicked things. But hey, we're here to tell you, man, the judgment is nigh. You thought you got away. You thought you was cool, but the Most High sees you, man. The Most High sees you, and you feel it in the spirit. That's why you're so upset. You see? That's why you're so upset, white man. There's nothing you can do about it, though. The Most High is going to cast out judgment. You see? I was going to read a couple more of that in that article, but that article just goes into it just debunks, you know, the sentiment that the so-called white man is being discriminated against. It has, you know, a substantial amount of stats and things that nature showing you that the white man is good where he at. But I always want to point out the fact that, hey, the so-called white man, he knows in the spirit that his time is almost up. You see? So, hey, when we see things like this, articles like that I just read briefly, we should rejoice to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, because this man knows that his time is short. You see? Also, we should be gearing up our minds, because we know that the so-called white man is going to resort back to his blessing, which is what? That sword, man. That sword. You know? Let's get this in Revelation 12:12, and then we can wrap it up. Yep. Now, this is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that's what we see now. We see the so-called white man want to protest, and you know, all life matters, and white, or saying that white male is you know, derogatory term now. We see all these things happening because this man knows that his nation, good old America, is falling, man. The God of the Bible, which his name is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, he's not for America, okay? He's not, man. And who the world called Jesus come back, which is not his name, Jesus is not coming back. Yahweh Shai is going to return, which is a so-called black man. You see, he's going to come down here, man, and he's going to destroy you Edomites, the majority of you so-called white people, man. And it's going to be a beautiful day. Okay? All praise to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua.